Hello YouTube, this is Frugal, and this is the Frooglesim news for today, Sunday, August the 6th, 2017. First up, the big news, the Aerosoft CRJ 700-900X has released. Now you're watching the official video, but it was produced by Jerome Dorman. His video is linked in the show notes below. Do go and take a look and check out his channel. The Aerosoft CRJ 700-900X has been 7 years in the making, which I think is pretty close to how long it took to develop the actual aircraft. Aerosoft's highly anticipated CRJ 700-900X, however, is now available to everybody. Reading through the product page, the thinking behind this product is actually pretty sound. First up, as a relatively short-range commuter, the CRJ is more suited to shorter flights under 2 hours. Now, other than the achievement of saying you've done it, few people get a kick out of 12-hour long hauls in a sim, so a complex jet add-on designed specifically to fit a complete flight into that 2-hour maximum window is a pretty good idea for most simmers. Secondly, although this is a highly complex simulation, in fact it's study level in some areas, Digital Aviation, the developers, and Aerosoft focused on the systems that count. They didn't go to the level of simulating items that could possibly happen in a real aircraft, but which in reality never have. As a result, this keeps the cost of the add-on down. Aerosoft's CRJ 700-900X is VAS and frame rate friendly, items of particular importance of course to the FSX and prepared version 3 users. It features a complete simulation of the MCDU, a full set of pop-up 2D windows covering every display in the cockpit, a sound set from TSS, a tool to handle fuel, passenger and baggage loading much like the Aerosoft Airbus has, and a virtual cockpit tool called Dave for changing settings, loading fuel and passengers onto the aircraft and working through the checklists. Each of the CRJ 700 and 900 models comes with their own set of liveries, and the complete package also comes with a full set of documentation, including a pretty comprehensive 80-page tutorial. Incidentally, that documentation is available to everyone, whether you bought it or not. Just head to the product page and take a look. The price is €50 and 37 euro cents. It is available right now for all versions of FSX and prepared version 3 and 4. More information at the aerosoft.com link in the show notes below. Next up, the ArrowFly Q400. Now, I previewed this pretty recently on the news show, but ArrowFly's Q400 for ArrowFly FS2 is now available, and the surprise is it's completely free. It is possibly the most complex aircraft to date in ArrowFly FS2, featuring accurate and realistic flight dynamics, and even simulates the autoflight system of the Q400, as well as a complete simulation of the turboprop engines. There's a very accurate cockpit included, including all 5 main displays, an accurate sound set, and overall really high quality visual modeling, as you can see from the screenshots you're watching right now. Now obviously it's not quite as deep and challenging as the majestic Q400 on FSX and prepared, but it is certainly a challenge for those new to flying complex prop liners, particularly in ArrowFly FS2. And a wonderful welcome addition to that sim. More information at the steampowered.com link in the show notes below. Next up, and I missed this last week, FTX Global Open Land Class South America. Now this is the latest addition to Orbex's Open Land Class series, and it replaces the default Land Class layer in the sim to provide much better detail and scenery variety in South America, as well as obviously the terrain. It covers 17 million square kilometers, has support for 5 seasons, and is made to work with FTX Global and FTX Global Vector. It also includes new city lighting, photorealistic volcanoes. Now it requires FTX Global, but Orbex actually recommend using FTX Global Vector as well. It's available right now for all versions of FSX and prepared, and the price is $54.95 Australian. More information at the orbexdirect.com link in the show notes below. Next up, over to the world of X-Plane and the Ford TriMotor. Now, the Ford TriMotor was one of the first passenger aircraft. It's an all-metal 3-engine aircraft that was actually also the first aircraft to ever fly over the South Pole. This one was produced by Ted Cook Productions. It features F-Mod custom sound support, PBR texture support, of course, because it's X-Plane 11, pop-up panel for co-pilot functions, and includes, now this is interesting, not only the pilot's operating handbook, but also accurate timetables for the TAT and TWA coast-to-coast service that was planned by Charles Lindbergh to let you recreate the flights of the period in this aircraft. It includes 8 liveries, including TAT, TWA, Northwest, Pan Am, and American, and the prices are pretty reasonable, $19.95, and is available right now for X-Plane 11. More information at the xplane.org store link in the show notes below. Final news story this week is the release of 9.2 Productions FreeMeshX Global version 2. Now, I don't normally cover freeware because there's simply a vast amount of it out there for all the sim platforms, and it would take me forever and a day to do so. But this one I thought I would call out after a couple of viewers pointed me at it because it looks very interesting indeed. It's a global terrain mesh replacement for FSX and Prepared. It replaces the stock mesh coverage for the entire world at LOD 10 and LOD 9. Now, in short, LOD 10 means there's a point on the ground measured in terms of elevation, position, and so on every 38 meters. And that's the same resolution as the default scenery, but the default scenery simplifies the global mesh quite a bit, resulting in pretty weak looking scenery and elevation modeling. LOD 9 has a point every 76 meters. 9.2 Productions FreeMeshX Global version 2 features meshes for North America and an even higher resolution message actually in beta, Europe, Asia, Africa, and Australia. LOD 9 coverage is also included for Antarctica, Greenland, and parts of Russia. It is fully compatible with OrbX products as well. There are actually instructions on the download page for where to place the new data in your scenery library to work with OrbX products, and the scenery itself was compiled from 400 gigabytes of data and then compressed down to a total package weighing in at 46 gigabytes of data. You can, however, download it region by region to cause a lot less download pain. It is completely free. There is more information at the 92pro.com link in the show notes below. If you do get it, do use the donate link on their webpage to slip the guys a couple of bucks to say thank you. It was a huge undertaking. That's it for this week's news show. As always, if I did miss something, leave me a comment in the comment section below. I'll take a look to see if I should include it in next week's show. Until then, though, my name is Frugal, and I will see you all very soon.